Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Mendte. 3rd District Congressman Andy Kim, who represents Burlington and Ocean counties, had a conversation this week with FEMA, and he got off that phone call angry and frustrated. He explains why during our conversation. Here's my interview with Democratic Congressman Andy Kim. Congressman, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. You and your family are safe? You're okay?
Thank you for asking. My family is doing okay under the circumstances, and I hope yours are too.
Yeah, thank you. I know you got tested and it was negative, so that's great news. I wanted to start by talking about your editorial in the Philadelphia Inquirer today. It was based on a phone call that you had with leadership from FEMA where you were asking for a 3rd federal testing site in New Jersey. How did that go?
Well, it didn't go the way I wanted because what I was told is that not only are they rejecting my request for a 3rd FEMA test site for South Jersey, but also they said that they are not going to, that they have directives from the White House not to open any federal test sites anywhere in the country, any more of these test sites. I think that's absolutely the wrong move. It's definitely the wrong move for our region, as we are the number 2 highest state in the country for positive cases. We need all the help we can get to be able to stay ahead of this virus and understand where it's spreading.
You represent Ocean and Burlington counties. How are those counties doing?
The counties are struggling here. We are experiencing huge increases in positive cases. Ocean County has had a lot of problems and a lot of deaths over there. In Burlington County, we're starting to see the numbers increase. Our county levels have set up test sites of their own, but they have to constantly scramble, and they're trying to find personal protective equipment, masks, test kits. Every single county in the country right now is basically fighting each other. States are fighting each other to get this equipment. There's no coordination at any level, and these are the types of things that are slowing us down. And it's having a huge impact on the ground, not just on the health side, but this is going to have a huge problem on the economic side too. Testing isn't just about knowing who's healthy and who's not. It's going to be helpful and incredibly important for us as we start to open back up our economy to know what areas are going to be safe, where is this virus, and how do we try to contain that while trying to make sure the rest of our society can be able to function.
Congressman, in your editorial, you asked that the president enact the Defense Production Act so we can get more swabs and more tests. He has said he's going to do that. I would imagine you think that's the right move.
Well, it's certainly a step forward, but what we need to really see is exactly where we need to get to. I was on a phone call with Dr. Fauci a little over a week ago where he said that we as a country are doing 150,000 tests per day. That is far short of the number that even the president said we should be doing back a couple weeks ago. We need to really see where we need to get to as a country, and experts are saying we need to be many times more the level of testing that we are now, potentially into the millions per day. So we need to make sure that any work with the Defense Production Act is scaled to the magnitude of the problem and is addressing what we need to be able to open up our country. So it's a step in the right direction, but I need to see where the strategy comes together. What is our national plan?
The president has stopped all immigration. Right move?
It's not what the plan, where the focus needs to be. So this is what I find extremely frustrating is that all the experts are saying that we need to focus on building out testing, do contact tracing, provide the relief to small businesses. I don't understand why the president's attention is not on those steps. These are the things that experts are letting us know that's the game plan for how we reopen our country and how we support our businesses. He should be engaged in the legislation that we're working on now, even more so than he is. We should be trying to find those types of steps. For him to go down this path and talk about immigration when that's not at the forefront of a lot of people's minds in terms of what it needs to do to save lives and reopen our economy, he just isn't prioritizing in the right place.
Congressman, there's been some protest across the country in Pennsylvania this week, in Michigan, in Minnesota. There was a smaller protest in Trenton. People are starting to get anxious. They're watching these businesses they've worked for their whole lives disintegrate. When can New Jersey get back to work?
Well, I'll start by saying I hear their frustration. I feel it too. I want our country to be able to move forward. I want our businesses to be open. And that's exactly why I keep pressing for testing, for contact tracing, these other steps. Any decision about opening needs to be one based on conditions and based on conditions that experts are telling us we need to have in order to make sure that we don't experience a second peak of this virus. That is incredibly important. If our country were to open and then grind to a halt again because of a surge in the virus spread, that would be even more devastating. So we really need to make sure that we're doing this right. So I want to see this country open. I want to see our state open and businesses back. And that's exactly why I'm pressing so urgently on more testing and these other steps that need to happen. So that is something where I urge the president to take strong action on. If he's serious about wanting to reopen quickly, he needs to be serious about testing and serious about making sure we have the conditions on the ground to be able to do that responsibly and safely.
There are people going to work every day and putting their lives at risk. There are people going to grocery stores and going to hospitals, nurses in hospitals, people delivering packages to our home. And we've seen the governors working and we've seen the president working. Why isn't Congress back in Washington?
Well, we are working and we are going to be voting, and I'm prepared to go and vote as soon as this bill is ready. But I agree, we need to make sure that we're pressing even harder, that we're able to do the hearings that we need to have the oversight. So I want people to know that certainly for me, I've been working around the clock for Burlington County and Ocean County. We've responded to thousands of calls and emails addressing the needs that people are having, listening to small business owners, listening to the people who are struggling and trying to work with them to find solutions.
I know you're out there working and you got to get back to work. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That was New Jersey 3rd District Congressman Andy Kim. When we come right back, the captain of the floating naval hospital that was helping our area during the coronavirus is the pride of Red Bank Catholic High School. We'll talk to him when Jersey Matters comes right back.